Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland with Pat Sherwood. Tommy Marquez will be here momentarily. The Open is well underway now. We have the final count of participants, and we nearly got to 275,000.
In just 5 short years, right? I mean, 5 years ago, 26,000 of you guys really had no idea what the hell you were signing up for, so thank you. You've been a part of this crazy process.
Yeah, we're growing fast, and it's been a lot of fun. Yesterday, we took a look at the men. Today, we're going to look at the women's side of the competition. And like the men's side, a lot of familiar names at the top of the leaderboard, but at the very top is a name that you may not recognize. Sharon out of Canada East is your leader after 15-1 and 15-1A. Behind her, the defending champ, Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, and then a host of Games veterans. Annie Thorisdottir, the two-time champ, is in 9th, and then Carol-Ann Reason-Thibault, another athlete from Canada East, rounding out the top 10. Let's talk about Sharon. She is a woman who is clearly on the rise up there in Canada East.
I was guilty as charged. When her name popped up on the leaderboard, I was like, who is that? Did some research. She took 6th last year at the Canada East Regionals. It's so easy to just remember the top 5, and that's about it. Out of CrossFit Rimouski in Quebec, Canada. 7 rounds, 13 toes to bar and 15.1, then a 240-pound clean and jerk, and she currently sits ahead of every woman you've ever heard of in the CrossFit community. And now the question becomes, can she hold on? But it looks good with Camille out of her region this year. Maybe we'll see her at the Games.
Yeah, and Canada East is becoming a breeding ground for talent up there. You have 3 athletes from Canada East are in the top 11 worldwide. There are 4 if Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet were still there. When you combine that with the Northeast, for that region, that regional, that's going to be a dogfight up there.
We're going to have some fireworks. And those 3 women, of course, we just talked about Maud, who is incredible and leading the world right now. Then we have Carol-Ann Reason-Thibault sitting in 10th place, and she is out of CrossFit Quebec City. Great job on 15.1 and .1A. She took 15th place last year at regionals. Didn't have any top 10 finishes, so with another year of training under her belt, this could be great for her. And then the other Canadian lady, Michelle Latundra. I mean, 4 times Games veteran, finished 2nd at the regionals last year behind Camille, and had 5 top 3 finishes. Just super consistent and just a bunch of threats up there.
From Canada East, we go across the pond to Europe. And if you're not from Iceland in the Europe region, you're gonna have a bad time. 5 of the top 6 in that region are from Iceland, and 2 are in the top 10 worldwide. With a closer look of what's going on in Iceland, let's send it over to Tommy Marquez.
Thanks, Sean. Ragnhildur Sarah Sigmundsdóttir is an athlete I picked as an athlete to watch in the women's competition over in Europe. Sure enough, after week number 1, she sits atop the leaderboard, tied for 1st place overall with Annie Thorisdottir. It's not just Sigmundsdóttir that's making waves in the Europe competition. A whole host of Icelandic women showed up in a big way on the leaderboard after week number 1. Despite Iceland accounting for less than 0.1% of the total population in Europe, 60% of the athletes in the top 10 hail from Iceland. When I caught up with Sigmundsdóttir, she said having an athlete like Annie Thorisdottir become champion of the sport helped and inspire a whole host of new women in Iceland to pursue CrossFit and helped grow the sport over in their country. And this success so far isn't just isolated to the Open, Sean. Last year at regionals, 5 of the 12 women in the final heat at regionals hailed from Iceland. So I would fully expect to see this trend of Icelandic women dominating the women's competition in Europe to continue, not just through the Open, but throughout the entire rest of the season.
All right, thanks, Tommy. A woman who used to be in that Europe region is Samantha Briggs. She's now in the Southeast, and if you were trying to find her on the leaderboard when everything was said and done on Monday, you probably had to look longer than you thought you would. She's currently 29th in the Southeast, 386th in the world, and that had people asking, well, what's wrong with the 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games champion? She took to social media on Monday, and this was her quote: "For those of you looking at the leaderboard and wondering what happened, thank you for your messages, and I will be okay. Last Monday, I suffered an injury whilst training. I have been receiving treatment, and I am confident that I can complete the CrossFit Games Open. The max clean and jerk was just too much to ask of my body at this time, but I didn't miss out on the Games last year to quit on this season already." Then on Tuesday, she posted a picture of herself in a hospital gown getting treatment for that injury and still looking extremely fit while doing it. Pat, I know you spoke with Sam. You have the update. What's going on with her?
Sam Briggs just always making something dramatic, right? I mean, didn't quite make it to the Games last year, and now poised for her comeback, and what happens kind of struck down. So what she told me is she's having a tremendous amount of pain in her SI joint. It's just horrible timing as to when it happened to hit. She's on top of it. She's managing it. She's going to have care several times a week. She's going to pour her heart into the Open, but her goal really is now not so much to dominate the Open, but just make her way into that top 20 so she can go to regionals.
A couple other athletes whose names are missing from the leaderboard. Rory Zambard, couldn't find her, and Emily Friedman. Find out that neither of them is going to compete this year either.
Right, caught up with both of them. Rory Zambard has been very vocal on social media. She's been nursing a back injury for quite some time. She's on the mend, but she feels like it just would have been not smart to come back this year, giving herself another year to fully recover. And quite frankly, she said she's enjoying the mental break, no stress of competing. Emily Friedman was really banged up last year competing at regionals. Here's what she had going on. She competed last year with bilateral labral tears, rotator cuff tears, and biceps tendonitis. So she is taking the entire year off to fully recover, and she said she's fired up, looking forward to next year.
Best of luck to both of them. Two women who will be competing, Emily Bridgers and Michelle Latondra, and we're going to get to see them throw down live in 15.2 this Thursday from Austin, Texas, 5 p.m. Pacific time on games.crossfit.com. Be sure to stick around for the cool-down show afterwards. That's when both Bridgers and Latondra will join Dave Castro and Rory McKernan. They'll answer some of your questions off of social media, and we're being told that there will be a special guest on hand who will be joining those ladies on the cool-down show.
Any
so you won't miss
hints
that.
about that?
He's a very fit individual.
Okay, that narrows it down.
Yeah, he uses the word bro a lot.
I know who it is.
Okay, you got it. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow to break down that matchup. For Tommy Marquez and Pat Sherwood, I'm Sean Woodland. We'll see you guys next time.